The most drunk that I've ever seen Jonathan is when we went skiing in Colorado.
Oh, no.
And he and my then girlfriend thought that it would be hilarious to try to take down an entire bottle of Jaeger.
No, not a bottle. We bought a handle.
Oh,
handle.
Jaeger. Shows how much
a
I
handle.
fucking know.
And me and her, nobody else wanted to drink. Look, everybody else minus Scott took a shot of it, but me and her were the only ones that were like, fuck it, we're gonna drink. We bought Red Bulls, but we ran out of Red Bulls within like 45 minutes because we were doing Red Bull and
they
Jaeger.
would not stop. I was like, holy
Bro,
shit.
we killed half of that handle by ourselves.
Y'all took down more than
I used to have video evidence of I was outside so drunk trying to light my cigar, trying to figure out why I wouldn't light. It's because I had it fucking backwards. That's how drunk I was, bro.
And my girlfriend at the time, she was just like, I'm drunk.
Bro, the other thing was, too, I dyed my hair blonde for the trip. You want to know the worst part? That was night 2 of 5 of the vacation, too. So that happened, like, way too early in the trip.
The Amp Theory Podcast with Peter Vasquez and Scott Counsey.
Boom. Here we go. Episode 20.
2020 is a big deal.
That's a pretty big milestone. 20 episodes?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
no small feat.
And we haven't missed a week.
True.
Which is big. Hey, look, okay, so me and you were talking, right? For a lot of the subscribers we have now, I know a lot of you guys are subscribers because of the reaction, but in what started the AMP Theory, what the AMP Theory actually starts for is accountability, mindset, and persistence. And so what I was saying to Scott is that the what used to be the message of this podcast ended up becoming the spirit of the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I think that in us working together, right?
We hold each other accountable.
We have hold each other accountable, which sometimes those were hard conversations. But I think that we came out better because of it. Our mindset has always stayed the same. We touch base. We just had a meeting, before this podcast.
Right before this meeting.
Yeah. So
this podcast started.
Yeah. And so, we're following everything, and then persistence, which is
we ain't stopping.
No,
we ain't stopping.
I want to give Jonathan a lot of credit for the persistence. Yes, we come out here and we talk a whole bunch of shit and we react to these videos, but Jonathan actually takes all the time, edits all the videos down, makes us look less dumb.
Takes out all the bad things that we shouldn't be saying.
Oh, all the bad things.
Yeah, not all heroes wear capes.
If you want to hear the uncut versions, watch the podcast.
Yeah. But I think with the with it becoming, I think it's still the same message, right? Because we were accomplishing your goal podcast, and we wanted to help people, and I still think those first few episodes where we talk about all the things that help you are still relevant, but instead of talking about it, is now we're kind of showing you guys.
So when we first started, like he said, like we wanted to be kind of like faux fitness gurus, right? We're like, we like to work out, we like to read books, we like to do all these kinds of things, and we want to talk to you about it. But as like the videos went on, like more of our personality started to show through and things like that. And even though we aren't necessarily talking about fitness we haven't talked about fitness in a long time, but the initial message and what the AMP Theory stands for has carried through. Like you said, it was more like a band name or like a mantra now than it is anything else.
It's a brand.
You weren't here on episode 1. You came in episode 2.
I'm sorry.
No, but you still been there since, not the beginning, but it's still kind of early.
You rode our coattails really early on.
You were on the bad way.
We had 100 views, and I was like, "Oh, I like this." And
I could make. Hey
guys, I could film this for you and make it edits for you. And look who we are, 20 episodes.
For sure. So we give Jonathan a lot of shit because that's the only thing we could hold against him is the fact that he wasn't here the first podcast. But to be honest,
or the fourth one because of WrestleMania.
You did fail us that time as well.
You called in sick.
Yeah.
It's WrestleMania, man.
No, but he has been the MVP, right? So LeBron, AD, now Russell Westbrook, right?
The trio.
Yeah, so
could have been LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh.
Either way
Either way,
you're LeBron. No, but But that being said, episode 20, a big milestone for us for sure. We do want to give a shout out to was it Blink, right? It's the fan base for Blackpink.
The Blackpink army.
Yeah,
man, y'all showed so much love. Like we did not expect you to look at our video that much, and for how many of you guys subscribe, like holy crap, it is mind blowing.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like for real, because we enjoy doing this, and the more like views, the more likes, the more subscribers, all that. And even like the comments and everything, like they're like actually fun to read because it's not just like, hey, you guys suck. It's like, hey, it's like really constructive. Like you guys are really cool. You reacted to a group that I like, and I like that.
I'll tell you what. If in episode 1, if you'd have told me that in episode 20, we would have gotten into K-pop. I would have told you were a liar, and that was never going to happen.
Yeah.
To be
I'm living the dream over here.
Yeah. To be completely honest, like I never thought that was going to be anything that we would talk about, review. Like I knew K-pop was a thing, but like as to the details and what it was and all that stuff, I didn't know this has definitely been a journey. And while it really is a big part of our success, it is a small part of what we do with all our other videos.
And what we want to do, you know, there's a lot of things we want to talk about, a lot of subjects we want to talk about. Some may seem controversial, but you know,
from like episode 1. Like if you were to say that we were gonna talk about K-pop, I'm like, Psy? I love Psy. For real, like because that was like
my only introduction.
As a Westerner, like that's all I knew about like K-pop was that Psy came out with Gangnam Style, but after like becoming a fan of that song and seeing how popular it got, like it was everywhere. Like I would go to like restaurants and it'd be like on the TVs. I'm like, oh okay, cool. But then I would see videos with Psy in it that weren't Gangnam Style, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then it turned into like he's got like so many hits that like I could listen to, and I was like, okay, now I'm a fan of him.
Well, you know, I know that we get a lot on the comments that I guess BTS or K-pop doesn't have a demographic, you know, or Blackpink, they don't have a demographic. So I don't want to make this an age or gender thing, but us being 33, 34-year-old old metalheads, you know, that like it was just not, it was nothing that that was coming up on our feed. It's nothing that we looked for. But the thing is, you know, the reason why we've been doing so much, we did have a very small audience before we did any reactions, and you know, we wanted to do that, but a lot of our success has been through these reactions for BTS, now Blackpink, and other things that we're going to be doing, and you guys have said that y'all wanted us to do this, so that's why, for those longtime listeners that were before the reactions, that's kind of why we've been doing this, because these new listeners, it's what they want us to do. And I mean, I guess if they're going to subscribe and like and do all that stuff, you know, we're going to give them what they want.
Absolutely.
What we said too is like anything and everything that we've done that's genuinely us is on brand. So so the early Amp Theory podcast where we were talking about like fitness and reading books, like that's still who we are. But you know, like us giving like genuine reactions and like props to like these like artists and their music that they put out, that's still us too. And if you listen to the podcast, like we say some off-color things, that's us. like we play it up like we're really dumb, and we kind of are, but you know, it's who we are. It's our personality. Like we don't want to take things too seriously.
Well, and me personally, I'm enjoying listening to this
the dumbest
music. learning this different music that I've never heard of, or like heard snippets of, but I haven't heard the whole song. Like it's fun, and then just watching the visuals, like man, it makes me like I love it. It's so fun to watch.
Right now, in the time that we're in, and this is for me personally, like it kind of feels like reminiscent to like 2004, 2005 when the Numa Numa song Drago Sadiente came out, because that was the first song that I'd ever listened to that was in a different language, and like I saw the video of the kid dancing and singing the song, and I got hooked on it. Like I was like, that song, and then it turned into, oh, they have another hit, and then they have a full album. So Ozone is the band, and I forget exactly where they're from, but I listened to their whole album like over and over again, not knowing any of the meanings or any of the like the words or what exactly they're saying. but I could sing along with it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, because you introduced us to like these K-pop songs and BTS and Blackpink and things like that. I don't necessarily know exactly what they're saying. I know the message because I can like catch glimpses of like what the translation is down at the bottom. Yeah, the subs. But you know,
see, I mean, I understand that you're not used to that because you like to watch your anime on English.
There's two types.
But I like to watch it in Japanese with subtitles, so I can read both. That's why I can read it.
I can't be doing that shit. Like what listening to this, like I've never been the type of person to listen to music that wasn't in one of the two languages I speak, you know. But what this has allowed me to do is really just be open to it. One, and two, because of decisions I've made in my life, I haven't traveled as much as I would like, and I think that this is really like, I mean, it's not the same as traveling, but it's allowed me to experience different cultures, in a way that maybe I wouldn't have. Like, you know, to be honest, there wasn't really much about South Korea that I was really interested in, you know. I mean, appreciation for the country and all that, but nothing that I was like, oh, I'm going to plan to go visit one of these days. But
yeah, like I want to go to Japan, but I never thought like, oh, I want to go to Seoul. Or,
yeah. So
I want to go to Tokyo, you know.
Yeah.
It's more of a touristic spot. But now, like watching this, like, I'd be down to go.
You kind of want to see where it's all coming from.
Yeah. And it's allowed me to kind of just picture the world as a, you know, what it is, a big place, you know.
What's cool too, because like music, like, you know, they say like brings people together. That's pretty much
transcends languages.
Yeah, transcends languages, brings people together, gives you a taste of what their culture is like, and the visuals of those music videos are fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, I think it goes to show you, because these K-pop groups are like bringing in so much money for South Korea.
Yeah,
you know that it kind of goes to show you.
To where they can get exemptions in the military because they're bringing in so much. That's the whole thing with BTS. Some of them were going to have to go in the military, but they make so much money for the country, they got exemptions.
Yeah. Because it's mandatory service, right? Like in Israel, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, like the fact that they make so much money, it goes to show if a country gets like kind of behind, and if you put so much into the entertainment business, like, you know, because they're creating so many talented people, and that's the one thing you can't say. Like you can hate on their clothes, the way they look, their mannerisms, whatever. You can hate on things, right? But you can't hate on the fact that like South Korea is bringing out a whole bunch of talented people, dancing, singing. You know, we're gonna review a live performance. You know, so like you look at their live performances, these guys ain't no fucking scrubs.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
So I mean, we just wanted to give thanks to the people that have been subscribing.
Yes, all the new subscribers. Again, we say this every time we get a new wave of subscribers. We apologize for anything else you may see beyond this point. So
we get excited to this day for one new sub.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime we get a new sub, we're on our phones checking constantly.
Yeah.
Oh, new sub. So we appreciate all that. Yeah. We read all the comments, everything. We appreciate all you guys for real.
Yep.
You guys, all your comments do not go unnoticed. I try to go on a big liking spree. I try to do that on every video, but I try to do it.
It's starting to get a little bit much to where
there's a lot coming in, man.
Yeah. I mean, still stuff from. I mean, we're just talking about Blackpink, but we still got some old BTS videos that are still.
From the first BTS video we put up.
Yeah.
The podcast that we had as well.
Yep.
Yeah, like doing the podcast, like that initial podcast, like opened my eyes more to the K-pop industry.
Oh yeah. So that's why when we talk about these K-pop bands, like we're learning about Blackpink, but we know quite a bit about BTS. Go watch the podcast we did about BTS. Go read some of the comments on there where if you feel skeptical, read the people that actually said, "Oh wow, you guys did your research." We do. So when we talk about things, we're not BSing.
Yeah.
We do our research most of the time. Now if it's off the cuff, you know, but if it's about specific things, we know what we're talking about.
And it started off. It didn't start off so hot. You know, like again, you know, to be honest, it was a learning experience. You know, it was really a product that I had never seen before.
Yeah.
When we watched the first BTS videos, and we said everything that y'all have already heard. You know, and y'all made it real apparent to us what y'all had heard. You know, people were already upset, and we were going into something that we had no idea about, and we didn't understand how passionate the fans were and how protective they were, and we just thought it was like every other fandom. And because of that, we ended up like learning, looking into it, and just having a little bit more appreciation.
And I wish I knew her name, but the the conversation with her was so constructive, which is why you have all these Camilla, which is why you
Waldner.
Okay, which is why you have all. Which is why you have all these videos now is because of that one initial constructive conversation where it was like, hey, look, guys, I understand where you're coming from, but this is where you need to be. Yeah. So we're like, okay. Let's take it serious, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's go to school. Like, she took us to class.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that bothered us about it was that it sounds a lot worse than what it was, because I think some people were so upset at the things that we said, they blew it up to something that it was not. You know, in order to get us to take the video down, which definitely fucking worked, because, you know, I don't think we said anything that was too bad or that we wouldn't say again. But, you know, the point of the podcast is just to have people have a good time. Yeah. We don't do this podcast to offend anybody or to make anybody feel bad. And so seeing how many people took it in not a way that we intended it, that was the main reason why we ended up taking that first video down. And I think we've redeemed ourselves. So,
the podcast has never been about, like, hey, like, we say stupid things, we try to make people laugh, right? And there's things that we might not understand, but, you know, we've learned.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Yeah. But
comes full circle.
Yep. So I had a big week. Well, not a big week. Friday.
Before we talk about anything else, I'm digging the hat there, Gilligan.
Oh yeah, Gilligan. Fuck you.
Wow, that just took a sharp turn. No, you look like you're about to go fishing.
You know, yeah, my wife told me that, you know, but I got.
Is it because you cut down your Kentucky waterfall?
Yeah, so, you know, mullet update. You know, your boy went a little bit thin on it. You know, it was a little too thick, a little too much power too quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you're given something, like you don't start off with
that means you're not an alpha. You couldn't hold that power.
Hey, you know what? Maybe so. Things were, you know, just people were like asking for autographs, pictures, just way too much.
It's still coming in. It's taking a while to get there. So it's getting there.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna talk about your alpha body or something like that for a second.
No, we don't need to talk about my alpha body,
bro. Please, you're intimidating.
Ooh,
it's okay.
It's crazy.
But anyways, you had an exciting week.
No, I have a badass fucking hat, and fuck you guys. The second thing,
I dig the hat. I do.
Yeah. He didn't say shit about the hat. He's like, "Fuck you guys."
Oh, I want to unfuck you.
Well, come on.
You still stay fucked.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Take it how you want it. But
Let's hear about your big week.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a big week. It was just a big Friday. I got my tooth pulled. You know. Yeah. So
did you put the pillow, or did you put the tooth under your pillow? See if the
nah, bro. So
did you get it anesthetic? Did you get any anesthetic? Or
they fucking put that shot in me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like so it had gotten rotten because I used to smoke a fucking shitload of weed, pass out with a fucking brownie in my mouth, and got a huge ass motherfucking cavity. And of course, I didn't go to the dentist until it started breaking off, and I was like, "Fuck!" So I went, and they were able to save it. They put the tooth and they put the cap on it and everything.
Yeah.
But your boy eats so hard that fucking broke the top of it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it was like the top of the tooth got broken, so it was just like the side of the fake tooth and the top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Eventually, that fell off.
Ooh.
And then I guess they had drilled a hole in the tooth, put some filling in order to put the cap on top. Then the filling fell out, so then I just had the basically the outside shell of the tooth.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I mean, it didn't hurt. They took the root out, so it didn't hurt. I kept it like that. Worst thing was just I had to pick food out of it. Totally disgusting. I get it.
So you know what? Something very, very, very similar happened to me. My very back molar.
Yeah.
I basically cracked in half. I had mall Chinese food, and I bit into what I thought was like orange chicken. But it wasn't. What happened was
a talon?
No, I bit into a like a legit chicken talon, and I pulled it out of my mouth. I was like, "The fuck is this?"
Okay, Mexican. What's a talon?
Like the little claw.
Oh,
the claw.
Shit.
Like little chicken claw, like little chicken claw. So I bit into
talon.
I bit into the talon, and I pulled it out. I was like, "This is a fucking talon. Looked like a little velociraptor."
Oh, no.
Claw. So I went up to the guy at the counter. I was like, "Hey, man. I just want you to know, I'm cool. I know you. it's not normally how you do business. I was like, but I bit into this motherfucker right here. And he was like, oh. I was like, I don't want anything. Of course, I didn't know my tooth was cracked at the time. I was like, I don't want anything. I just want you to be aware.
Yeah.
You've lost my business. And
that's the whitest thing to do, bro.
Best thing you could have done. So, you have lost my business. Guess what?
Super cool.
It's like,
None of them care. I was like whenever they cancel a business on Twitter, they're like, I'm never shopping there again. Like, guess what? Nobody gives a fuck.
So
sorry.
He looked.
So you had a Karen moment.
I didn't say you've lost my business to him, but I was like, you've lost my business. Basically, I've been into a fucking chicken town. So if you ever had like popcorn stuck in your teeth,
yeah.
So I thought it felt like I had like popcorn stuck in my teeth, and I'm sitting there with this fucking toothpick trying to get like to get whatever it is out. Pop my entire top of my like molar off, and I look at it in my hand. I'm like, feeling. I'm like, that's my fucking tooth. And I'm like looking at the very top of my tooth. I'm like, that's my fucking tooth. Yeah. They didn't know what to do. Threw it away. Let it set for a little bit because I didn't know how to take care of it. And so finally it got real bad. I had to go get a root canal and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I know what you're going through. Yeah. It sucks.
Well, you know, I had it. That shit looked like it turned from. It's a dead tooth, so it turned fucking brown. You couldn't see it. I didn't give a fuck. But then I started thinking, it's like shit, man. Like if I get
why my breath smell bad?
Yeah, my breath started smelling bad. I was like, shit, what the fuck? So I went and I told the lady, like, you know, usually like you go to the dentist. You know, go to the dentist and then like you're like, I want to pull my tooth. They like, no, you can save it. You can do this. Blah blah. They try to get more money out of you. Mm-hmm. And so like she sat down and she's like, so how long? Blah blah blah. I was like, look, it's been a while. I just want to pull it. She's like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's the only thing we can do is just pull it. I'm like, oh shit, you ain't gonna try to upsell me or none of that shit, bro. So, you know, I go in and they're like, yeah, we're gonna like numb you with the gel. They start fucking putting the shots in, right? And then she's like, this one's gonna pinch a little bit and pop. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Shit goes numb, right? And then she's like,
you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Like she's like, are you numb? And I'm like, yeah, I don't feel shit. Okay, the last time I was at the dentist though, I smoked a blunt before I went in. That's never good. They asked me if I was numb, and I was like, I don't know. I was so fucking high. I was like, I don't know. This time I wasn't high, so I was like, well, I can't feel my lip. She's like, oh, that's good. So she starts fucking with my thing. She's like, I'm gonna push down. Let me know if you feel it. She pushes down. I go, oh shit. She's like, okay, so you still feel it? I'm like, fuck yeah. She gave me some more. That shit was gone, bro. She starts fucking, you know, fucking with my shit. She blah, 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 blah. And she's like, all right, cool. You know, I say, get the thing, and then I hear click, and I'm like, because they warn you, right? They're like, hey, we're gonna try to extract this tooth, but if it breaks off, you might have to go do surgery, you know. And next thing you know, I just start hearing click. And then she's like, huh. And then she like fucking keeps pushing down on my fucking shit. And I'm like, you know, fucking. And it looks like she's going hard, but I don't feel a goddamn thing, right? So she's like,
They go hard. Though.
Yeah. And she's
that
like,
numbing shit is some good shit.
Hell yeah. She's stuck in that screwdriver.
Like,
Yeah. Bro, it seemed like it, bro. She like fucking putting her elbow into that shit. Bro, like I saw her put like the screwdriver thing in, and she's like, and I'm like, oh shit, bitch. Like, you about to take my job. Yeah. Bro, and I just keep hearing click, and I'm like, fuck, and I'm like, you know, trying to stay cool and shit, and like I just hear like it breaking. I just keep thinking, fuck, I better not. I fucking have to go do a surgery. Bro, we're in there. It only took her like 37 minutes to get it done, but like 37. Yeah, and I was like, man, this shit better not fucking wear out. Oh, no. And then finally she hears, got it, and I was like, oh, thanks God. She's like, yeah, she's like. It broke off into pieces, but you know, it was done. I was like, all right, cool. And now that was on Friday. Today's Sunday. Yeah. Shit fucking kind of.
Oh, when I went to go get the root canal, when my shit broke off, because like the very top had broken off, and then I was being stupid and was still eating with it. Sidewall broke off, and I was like, okay, now I'm fucked. Yeah. And so I went to go get like an emergency root canal, and the guy's like, I'm gonna give you some shots. You're gonna hear a drill. You're gonna get a little worried. I was like, nah, man, you got a TV in the ceiling, I got Netflix in my hand, let's do this. Yeah. And so shot, and then he opens my mouth and said, all right, I'm going in. I'm like, yeah, that's what you're here for. Like, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. And he's like, doing everything. There was one time you hear and you see like the dust of like your tooth coming out, and you're like, oh shit. The only thing I could think of was like, man, I hope my breath doesn't smell bad, but like, fuck this guy, he gets paid for it. Yeah. And then one time he's going, and I went, huh. And he immediately goes, "You can feel that?" And I was like, "I felt something." He's like, "You're not supposed to feel anything." I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Yeah. And he like give me another shot, and he's like, "Do you feel anything?" I was like, "I barely felt anything the first time, but thanks, Doc." Yeah. And I went right back to watching TV. But even when they put like the cap on my tooth, like there were certain times where like the dentist was like chipping at the filling, and she's like chipping at it, and I went, "Huh." And she's like, "You can feel this? You're not supposed to feel it. The nerve is supposed to be dead." I'm like, "I felt it a little bit." And she's like, "I'm gonna have to give you some numbing." I was like,
I think you probably taking advantage of it.
I just like getting fucked up.
All I'll say on the subject is you're both pussies.
Yeah.
For undisclosed reasons.
Yeah. But
you know what? That perfect smile you have, was earned.
God damn it. Damn right it was earned with some hard-earned money.
Yeah. Nah, bro, that one time I was telling y'all that I was fucked up when I went into the dentist, bro. Mm-hmm. Fuck, man, like, it was for the tooth I ended up pulling as they were going to put the cap on.
Yeah.
And, when you smoke, you're like, I'm going to do everything high. And so I was like, shit, I'm about to go do this dentist thing. Like, my daughter was at her mom's house. I was just home alone. My mom was going to take me to the dentist. I was like, fuck, you know what? I'm going to smoke me a little blunt before I go in. I smoked a blunt, bro. I was high as fuck. And then my mom was like, hey, I'm outside. And I'm like, it's time to go?
Shit.
Yeah, I was like, shit.
Like, I gotta get my body to command itself to get up.
I don't even think I brushed my teeth, bro. I'm going
to the dentist.
Yeah, I know, bro. And like they had to smell it, bro. The mouth is connected to the lungs, my guy. So I'm like,
oh no.
So like next thing you know, I'm sitting there, I'm fucking high as fuck, and I'm like just chilling. They're like, hey, we're gonna numb you up. I'm like, go ahead.
Go ahead, dog. I'm already numb.
Bro, they put that shit in there, and like I said, I was like so fucking high. They're like, I didn't feel anything, And she was like, are you numb? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I was like, I don't know. I'm so fucking high. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm good.
I think so.
Yeah. And so then like the same thing, they start working in, and I'm like, They're like, okay, you need some more. I was like, all right, cool. They numb me up some more, and then bro,
I'm tripping.
I'm sitting there like this, bro, and I'm like, and she's like, I hear the drill. I was up, bro. I think I passed out, bro. I was like so fucking high, bro. I had to be sorry. I was like,
hey, when they did your stuff, did they knock you out completely?
Bro, I went in for my surgery, and I was sitting there freaking out the whole time because I had to have an anesthesiologist. And so that was terrifying, but it was this very beautiful looking Asian man who calmed me immediately. I was like, this isn't going to be that bad. Because I hate needles too, right? So I'm like, so literally from the time I pulled up in the parking lot, 10 minutes goes by, I'm out. And legit, I wake up, I feel like it's been like 10 minutes. I legit asked, when are we going to start? And they're like, oh, we're already done. I'm like, what? Man, I was so high that day from the anesthesia they gave me. My brother-in-law came over and watched Captain Marvel with me, and I didn't even know it until he told me the next day. That's how much shit they gave me. I was like, fuck yeah. And the next day it was very painful. I cried and looked in the mirror and I said, why did you do this?
Oh no.
I had a couple breakdown sessions.
Oh, I bet.
But it's all worth it now.
Yeah, anything worth doing is worth doing right, and your teeth look fucking great now.
Even though you might experience hardships at the beginning of a big change, it's okay. Just time heals everything.
Yeah. Time heals all wounds.
Did you have like that moment? Like you see these people with the tooth stuff where it's like you just start saying random shit.
What do you mean?
Like you always see these tooth videos where it's like people are like
when people get their wisdom teeth pulled.
And then
they're saying like
I was just glad I didn't say anything stupid. My sister was there to make sure I didn't say anything stupid. She didn't record me, so shout out to her.
Because I figured you'd be like, I fuck dinosaur chicken nuggets. I shove them in my ass.
You want to know a fun fact though about my surgery? The last meal I had before.
Dinosaur chicken nuggets?
It was the night before because I couldn't eat in the morning, but it was Long John Silver's, and the first meal I had post surgery. Long John Silver's.
Damn, bro, you loyal.
Long John Silver's.
Wendy's gonna hate this entire segment because I ruined it with Long John Silver's.
Yeah, he broke my heart with it.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's why.
I'm sorry. I like fried fish. You only live once.
Yeah, bro. I don't want to do no fucking surgery because like, nah, you never know. You never know the shit that comes out of your mouth, bro.
Yeah, Peter might be making like all kinds of confessions.
You never know, bro. You never know. About that, I don't even want to talk about it.
Let's just get you really fucked up.
No.
It's going to be a mission now.
No.
Let's see if we can get Peter to say some fucked up shit. Actually, it's not that actual hard to get you to say some fucked up shit.
Yeah, I'll say
All
some fucked up shit on the regular.
Yeah,
so if you know I say some fucked up shit in the regular, now imagine if I'm like fucking like halfway gone and shit.
Yeah, okay,
that's why I don't.
Let's end the experiment now before it begins.
So that's why I don't drink. Like, right? Like, it never really like set with me. Like, it made me feel sick. But also, too,
Scott's reason he doesn't drink is because it doesn't taste good. Nobody likes the fucking taste.
Nobody likes the taste.
But I'd also say some like off the wall shit to people like that should have got my ass kicked when I was drunk.
Yeah,
like some bad shit.
Yeah.
And I said it with like a smile too, so everybody's like, "Hi, he's not for real." I'm like, "I think I'm for real."
Yeah. Nah, man. My problem is when I start drinking, my wife knows when I'm like, I don't care. Mm-hmm. She's like, we gotta go home. Because then I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
You've reached the point of
you want me to fuck him up?
We need to get you home, sweetie. Come on.
Let's
get you home.
She's like, but I don't care, bro. I've done some stupid shit like drunk.
I just become everybody's best friend when I'm drunk.
You become extreme. Like, you're already lovable, but you try to become like a teddy bear. You try to like burrow into people's like hearts. Like, hey, I'll do anything for you. Yeah. Right now, I'll do anything you want.
So everybody loves me, dog.
Yeah. You remember that one time, long time ago, you were like really drunk and you were gonna throw up, and like I had to go pee pee, and you were in the bathroom.
Thanksgiving party, yeah. Where I drank a half a bottle of Sky Blue vodka. We were underage at the time. And I go upstairs to her room where we're playing pool, and I'm with my ex girlfriend at the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm leaning on the table, and she's like, "You're all right?" I'm like, "I'm good." But the bathroom I know is right behind me, and so instinctively, I just turned around and went in there. And I just kind of took a knee at the sink. Yeah. And Kat walks in, who owns the house.
You were a real Tebow fan, right?
Yeah, I was Tebow before it was cool. I was kneeling for the anthem before it was cool. This is like 06.
Yeah.
And so the one thing Kat said when she came in, and mind you, the day before was Thanksgiving, so I had a lot of food in my stomach. I had a lot of Thanksgiving turkey and stuffing and everything.
No, this was Thanksgiving night.
This is the night after Thanksgiving. It's the night after Thanksgiving. It was a Friday night.
And all through the house.
Trust me,
Jonathan was drinking.
So anyways, so Kat goes, the one thing she says is, whatever you do not throw up on my cabinets. And when she said the phrase nits, I threw up all of the goddamn cabinets. And then,
it was orange.
And then I moved over. There was chunks of turkey came out. It was terrible. And then I moved over to the toilet, and then I do remember where I'm throwing in the toilet, and Peter comes in. He's like, hey, hold on, dog. I gotta pee. And just whips his dick out, and it's like peeing next to me. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, he kind of glimpsed what you're working with and puked again.
Yeah,
I was not impressed.
He wasn't too happy about it, bro. It was just coming right over his shoulder.
Then I passed out after that.
The best part about that was you pissed your then girlfriend off so bad that like when you passed out, she was like, "Fuck him."
She got drunk, and then when I woke up, she got sick, and I had to take care of her.
I was like, the circle of life.
Yeah, bro, that was wild.
Back in our childhood.
Yeah,
back when our bodies could handle it.
Yeah. You see, you know
not anymore. I take like 2 shots. I'm like, fuck. Why did I do this to myself? The indigestion.
Okay. Hold on. The most drunk that I've ever seen Jonathan is when we went skiing in Colorado.
Oh, no.
And he and my then girlfriend thought that it would be hilarious to try to take down an entire bottle of Jaeger.
No, not a bottle. We bought a handle.
Oh,
handle.
Jaeger. Shows how much
a handle. And me and her, nobody else wanted to drink.
Jaeger's everybody else. One.
Look, everybody else minus Scott took a shot of it. Like everybody else, there was like 6 people there.
Yep.
But me and her were the only ones that were like, "Fuck it, we're gonna drink." We bought Red Bulls. Bro, we ran out of Red Bulls within like 45 minutes because we were doing Red Bull and
they
Jaeger.
would not stop. I was like, holy shit.
Bro, we killed half of that handle by ourselves.
Y'all took down more than that.
I used to have video evidence of I was outside so drunk trying to light my cigar, trying to figure out why I wouldn't light. It's because I had it fucking backwards. That's how drunk I was, bro.
And my girlfriend at the time, she was just like, I'm drunk.
Bro. Let me tell you, not only also, I'll throw a little clip in right here where I'm drunk dancing. I have the clip.
Yeah.
Do you want to see the clip and see how drunk I was?
Shoot. Oh no, that wouldn't even him at his drunkest, but
the Breck trailer, bro.
Yeah.
Every time you see me, the other thing was too, I dyed my hair blonde for the trip.
Oh, okay, so
that's also the other.
It has to be said that we all came up with super douchey like ski or snowboard names, and he was Chase Fargo.
Oh,
I was Chance Noble, and then our buddy Richard was Chandler Stockholm. We all had to be Chads of some kind.
Oh no!
But
it's only a minute 33 seconds.
Yeah,
right.
So yeah.
So when you see me dancing, everything like that. The blonde hair, bro, I'm drunk. There's actually footage in here of us all taking a shot. We all like,
he's progressively like getting drunker and drunker. Show it.
Oh, it's not the Breck movie. It's it is.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's one of my OG trailers I made.
Damn, bro, you legit.
He was killing the trailer game. I will say that's the first time I ever saw real snow like that.
Yeah.
It's Colorado?
Yeah, it's in Colorado. It's Breckenridge, Colorado. It was me with no fake facial hair. That was my girlfriend. Oh, I forgot you had Go Fast lines.
Yeah, I had Go Fast lines too. James.
You got hit in the nuts. Richard.
Here we go. Drunk as shit right here.
Oh no.
I broke a table with that bar, by the way. That might
yeah, he was a party animal.
Scott on my back. Here we go.
Oh no.
Bro, I've never been drunker in my life. Look, we're all taking shots at the Jaeger.
Man, bro, you need to bring that look back.
The blonde hair.
Yeah, bro, with your Go Fast lines, bro.
Fuck yeah, bro, you can do it.
Bro, you can transition from the M Theory podcast to WWE, bro. That look.
Do you feel like escaping tonight?
James.
So yeah.
James is the mood.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's drunkest I've ever been in my life. Next day we were supposed to go skiing, and I was on my right side. I remember this vividly. I was on the right side of my body, right, and my phone is on the left on this little table or whatever. It took me 20 minutes to roll to the left side because I had to go slow because I was going to throw up with every movement.
I thought that you passed out by the toilet.
And then those motherfuckers. First off, they were gone all day, which was great because it was quiet. But then those motherfuckers brought home Bubba Gump Shrimp Corporation food that night when I'm like, hit. Bro, I've threw it so many times. At one point that night, at like 4 a.m., I fell asleep in the bathroom. Richard came in to go to the bathroom. He's like, hey, dog, you all right? I'm like, no. And he was the one that helped me get to my bed or whatever because I was passed out hugging the toilet, bro. That's how much I was throwing up. And the whole day I threw up. It was terrible. I'm 100% sure I got alcohol poisoning.
I had to hear about it the next morning from my girlfriend. She was like...
She was worse than me.
Oh, she was so drunk and so hungover. And
because we drank the same amount. Yeah. And I'm about 100 pounds heavier than her. Yeah. 150 pounds heavier than her.
And she was like... She's like, do we really have to go skiing? I was like, yeah, that's what we came here to do. And she's like, I don't want to go. Will you stay with me? And I was like, no.
No?
I was like, no.
I was like, fuck that. I paid for my vacation.
I was like, no. Exactly. I was like, I paid for this. This is why I'm here. So she gets on the bus to go skiing with us, and then she can't get her feet into her skis, and she says, fuck this, fuck you, fuck everybody, and like jumped on the bus to go back to like our condo. And she's like, are you coming with me? And I was like, nope.
Nope.
Not happening. I get back from... a couple hours.
Having fun?
Yeah, having fun.
Living your life?
Yeah, being outside. Doing what I fucking came here to do. She's sitting in the closet crying, drinking some more, talking to her mom.
In the closet?
Yeah, but how shitty I am because I went skiing without her.
I was just in the room going,
You were there with her, right?
I was on my own. I was on my own. That's how I felt.
Hey,
you know what? It felt good though. It felt good though. I got paid that day too, so I was like, oh, silver lining.
As a boyfriend, I felt shitty, but as like a dude on vacation, I was living my life.
It's like, you know, you were like, is this gonna actually work
what
out?
sucks,
I don't know.
We've
You
been
know,
together
the
like
worst-
6 months at the time
Yeah,
too, so I was
yeah.
like, it's kind of serious, right? Like, this is not gonna break us.
You want to know the worst part? That was night 2 of 5 of the vacation too. So that happened like way too early in the trip.
Well, that's what happened.
Fucked up way early.
That's what happened to me and my wife in the honeymoon, bro. We got all inclusive package and everything like that. We show up day 1, get fucked up, bro, and that's the last day we fucking drink on that fucking like on a like 5-7 day fucking vacation thing.
You know what though? Not the drunkest I've ever been in my life. I take that back.
What?
When we went on the cruise and we docked
Oh.
in Mexico, bro, we sat at a surfside pool for 9 hours and did nothing but drank.
Oh no.
Did you pee in the pool?
And no, bro, I was so drunk that I had a Hawaiian shirt and that shit was buttoned all fucked up. I had like a peacock hairdo. I know you've seen the photo.
Hold on, I have a rebuttal. Maybe not the drunkest
No,
that you've ever been.
Not only did I somehow get back on the ship,
rebuttal
but nobody
about
else.
you being drunk.
No,
Yeah.
by the way, so I was on the shuttle with Carrie and Brooke, with Richard and Leno, but I didn't know where Jose
That's
and
a team of
Oscar
heavy
were.
hitters.
And so, but I get off, and they all start looking at the souvenirs. I'm like, I'm going to the ship because they're like, if you don't get on the ship, you're gonna get left there. I'm like, I'm not staying here. I gotta go back to America. So I'm drunk as shit. I get on the boat myself. I'm so drunk. Well, so you're walking through like the middle section or whatever, and there's like the giant pool area, amphitheater, or whatever. Well, they had just finished washing the fucking deck, right? Well, me, not thinking,
You slip?
me wearing my OU Crocs.
Oh, I hated those things.
Walking back through the ship, bro, I slipped and busted ass so hard. I had a huge ass bruise on my hip. And then what was funny was the whole time I was like, oh man, I haven't been seasick at all.
Yeah.
The next morning we went to breakfast.
Uh-huh.
And we went to the fancy. It was the only day we went to the fancy breakfast because you can go to multiple different ones or whatever. We went to the sit down fancy one. I didn't dress fancy. I was like, fuck it. I was like, yeah, suck my dick. I was like, I'm hungover as shit. I had sunglasses on. That's how hungover I was. Inside the boat. Inside the boat. It was the only day I got sick too because I looked over and I'm looking at Richard and I'm looking out the window and I see air and then water.
Oh no.
Air and then water. The boat was rocking hard because earlier in the night, earlier in the morning, I felt the boat rocking. First time I actually felt the boat and I was like, fuck, this is just because I'm drunk. The next morning I was hungover, but I saw it going, air, water. I was like, I gotta go, and I left. I just got up and left. Kind of like how I did in Mexico when I took the forbidden substance. Let's not talk about what it was, but the forbidden substance in Mexico that I took.
Yeah, but
and I just got up and left my dinner. After they put it in front of me, I just stood up and left.
Hold on. So before I say that, when I was on a cruise, I only felt seasick for like 10 minutes because, you know, the boat's rocking. I was like, I'm sitting at the back of the boat. I run all the way back to our room. I take a Dramamine. I'm cool. But, you know, when you're on a cruise and you're rocking like that should have rocked you to sleep. So I don't know. I don't know. But
not when I was drunk that night. It did not feel like rocking me to sleep. It
when
felt
we
like
were
rocking me to go throw up.
So this is not the most drunk I've seen you, but this is definitely the most elevated I've seen you. We're at dinner.
High as fuck.
I took an unknown substance in Mexico.
Yeah, he took something.
That's not a good.
Okay, no. Here's what it is.
It was given to him by a
illegal.
friend.
I took an Ambien. Okay.
And he tried
So
to fight
the
it.
thing is with Ambien, if you don't know,
he tried to fight it. Like
the thing is with Ambien, if you don't know, and if
you don't go to sleep, you get fucked
kids
up.
don't try this at home. But an Ambien is supposed to make you go to sleep. But if you don't go to sleep, it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
But I don't recommend it because I've only done it twice. One time I did it, I saw demons, and I'm surprised I didn't drown. Second time I did it was in Mexico, and I hung out with a cat.
You saw Mexicans?
No,
No,
This
bro.
is what
I took a
happened.
selfie with a random ass cat in the jungle.
Okay, this is what I'm saying,
What
right?
the fuck?
So this
I'm
is
You
not-
out there with
I'm
a
not-
jaguar and
Alright,
shit?
Jonathan, so you were fucked up. So let me tell this. So okay, we're at dinner and he's complaining. He's like, "You got the stuff? You got the stuff?" And Richard's like, "Yeah, I got the stuff." Slips it to him, right? Like real casual. Jonathan was like, "Huh?" Eats it, tastes it, and then he's sitting there. And food is taking forever to get to us. And Jonathan, like for some reason, lays out his napkin on his stomach like it's a blanket.
We're at the resort, by
he's
the
just
way.
pouring
It's just one of the
sweat.
different restaurants
Yeah,
at the
we're
resort that
at
we've
the
been wanting
resort.
to try all week, too.
Yeah, and he's just pouring sweat. The second the food gets there, he looks at it. It's like, yeah, I can't do this. And we're like, what? He's like, I can't do this. I'll be right back. Fucking takes off into the jungle.
I blacked out after that.
He fucking took off into the jungle. We didn't know what the fuck was going on. And we're like, we're trying to like FaceTime with him. Like, where are you? Where are you? He's like, fuck you is where I'm at. And he like, took a selfie with like a cat and like these like lemur things that are hanging around out there. And we're like, I don't think he's coming back. And then he never came back. And then sure enough, we find him like asleep with his hands in his underwear, like in the room.
Front or in the back?
In the back, like he was picking his ass.
Sprawled out on the bed of my underwear.
Oh, my
I wake up and there's 6 motherfuckers looking at me. I'm like, whatever.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Check this out. I'm not.
The Ambien kicked in and I got tired.
Yeah. Look, before I say this,
Clearly,
I want y'all to know I'm not proud of the story I'm going to tell you.
Oh, this is going to be good then.
It could have gone wrong so many ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just blessed that it didn't. And I want to say I'm sorry before I start.
No.
So, I'm not a good drunk to be around, right? I cry, or I get really upset for no fucking reason. Y'all didn't experience that part. So we were at Raw at the Shops of Legacy, and we were
the sushi place, right?
the sushi place. We were at a party for my wife's coworker, which used to be an ex for one of my brother-in-laws, right?
Okay.
Years ago, right? So not something recent, just years ago, right? That they were together. Not even relevant to the whole situation. Well, they're bringing us sake, and we're doing sake bombs. So we're like, do the chopsticks, boom, over and over and over, right? Sake had me fucked up. And so I'm like drunk as fuck, man. And I'm like, just like, keep taking them down. And my wife, she knows when we gotta go. And
when
so,
you say, I don't
That's
care.
what we established today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I
so-
don't care.
Peter's to a point.
So-
Peter's talking shit again.
So the birthday girl, my brother-in-law's ex,
Mm-hmm.
there was a dude talking to her. And I'm like, is that guy talking to, I'm not going to say his name, but his girl? My wife's like, what? No. Like, they ain't been together for years. You know, like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And I was like, should I fuck him up for him? And she's like,
Okay,
Peter,
Peter,
what?
we gotta go. We gotta go.
And she's like, no. I was like,
Code red.
because I don't give a fuck.
Oh my god.
And she's like, we need to go.
You're so
She's like,
confrontational.
yeah, I was like, we need to go now. And I'm like, okay, but should I go hit him? You know, like, and she's like, come on, let's go. So I'm like, I'm drunk, right? We're going out, we're passing the signs, I'm punching them. And the thing is, I'm getting myself more riled up as we go. I'm not calming down. I'm like, fuck that. You know, like, I'm there, bro. I'm like, I'll do that for him. I'll go fight this dude for him. You know, I'm like hitting shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would do that for my brother-in-law or whatever, right? I'm pissed. We get in my wife's car. Again, not proud of it, right? Bro, and this is when I was my biggest. I was like 250. I was powerlifting. Your boy was solid, right? Bro, I go and I was like fucking pissed. I was so mad. I start hitting the door. Bow, bow, bow. Bro, I bent her fucking door permanently. Like, that shit had a gap at the end because I was hitting it so fucking hard. I started punching the dashboard. I'm happy, like, I'm lucky that the airbag just didn't fucking come out. Bro, I left a fucking dent in her dashboard. My wife is like, what the fuck are you doing? And like, I'm a really happy person. I'm go-lucky, but I think I hold things in. I'm fucking pissed. She like stops because there's a stop sign. I fucking get out. I'm 350 pounds, not shredded. Your boy's fluffy as fuck. I go, ah! I rip my...
Were you a Super Saiyan?
Bro, okay, so the thing
What'd
is...
you do?
Okay, so let me picture. So your boy has a buzz cut. So I'm looking super Mexican, right? I got a buzz cut.
Are we wearing white polo and khakis?
No. I was wearing a peach orange shirt and some gray slacks. Bro,
Oh, no.
tell me why I go, ah! I rip that hoe open, the buttons. I take it off, I throw it. I'm in a wife beater. I start fucking walking. My wife is like, where the fuck are you going? I'm big. My wife, she's a small lady.
Goddamn, she puts up a lot of shit.
Yeah, she's a small lady. You gotta imagine, I fucked up her car. She's still trying to get me to come in the car. And I'm like, no, I'm walking. She's like, why are you so mad? I don't know. I'm just fucking pissed. I go, I take my belt off, I throw it. Now I ain't got a belt. I'm in a fucking wife beater, right? And my gray slacks, my black shoes. I walk a little bit further and she's like, Peter, stop. We're on the service road of Dallas Tollway. And we're like fucking passing this field. It's just a field of grass. And there's a random mailbox there. So I'm pissed and I'm like, get out of my way. And like I moved her out the way and I see this fucking mailbox and I grab it and I'm like, ah! I'm trying to pick it up. It goes nowhere. Because it's got a big fucking cement thing at the bottom. And I'm like, ugh.
I thought you trying to kick it or something.
So I couldn't bring it up. So I ripped my muscle shirt. I go, ah! I ripped that hoe off.
Oh my God.
Throw it. I am now shirtless. 250 pounds.
Lord.
I'm big, right? Like I'm deadlifting like a lot. I'm like squatting and shit. So I'm a big fluffy Mexican, tatted up, buzz cut, no shirt, fat as fuck, fucking
Titties
flopping. I kicked the mailbox over because that's all I could do. I just kicked that hoe over. At this point, my poor wife gives up. She's like, I can't stop you. Like I outweigh her by over 100 pounds, like almost 150 pounds. She's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I don't blame her.
And I mean, because she left her car also on the side trying to get me back in there. So she has to go get her car. She tries to come back to pick me up. I've disappeared. I black out, bro. All I know is I'm walking and I'm pissed. I had to walk for what have seemed hours because I was tired as fuck. I grab my phone. It's fucking dead. I can't call anybody. So I'm walking, bro, and I'm tired. I've gotten to the point where I'm like physically tired, right?
Yeah.
This is another part that I'm ashamed of. I start going through these neighborhoods. I pick a random fucking house, bro. I walk up to the house. I knock. 250-pound Mexican, bro. Big as fuck. Knocking on some random person's door. Bro, I feel so bad. The oldest white couple answers the door, bro.
Why are you going knocking on people's doors?
I don't know, bro. And I was like, hey, look.
He's looking for some sugar.
Bro, I have no shirt on.
You going around looking for elevators?
No, bro. I have no shirt on. I'm drunk as fuck. And I'm like, hey, look. I know this is weird and random. And I shouldn't have knocked on your house. But I'm tired. Can I just use your phone to call somebody to come pick me up? They were nice. When they were nice enough to answer the door. They could have just not. It's an old, like, it was a really elderly couple. Like, they had to be in their 80s. Like, they were really old. I feel real bad, you know, because I must have scared them. It must have been fucking random. I grabbed the phone. I call, I think it was my wife. She's pissed at this point, right? She's like, fuck that. Like, I can't be around you because, like, obviously, right? Justifiably. She tells my brother-in-law to come pick me up. The dude that I was defending his honor. So it's like the least he could do.
That was full circle.
Yeah. So he goes, right, and he's gonna pick me up. I give him the phone. I'm like, look, I'm so sorry. I really appreciate it. Like, and I'm trying to sound as genuine as I can while being completely fucked up. I'm like, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. It's fucked up. I'm sorry. So I gave him the address to the house, and so I go and I sit on their sidewalk. While I'm sitting there, this nice couple that just gave me their phone, I'm sitting there, and next thing you know, I go, and I throw up all over their fucking sidewalk, dude, in their yard and their sidewalk and everything. I'm sitting there, the fucking security person shows up to their fucking neighborhood. They're like, hey, what the fuck? I'm like, look, I'm sorry, I'm drunk, I walked, my phone's dead, I had to call somebody, I picked this house. this is fucked up that I threw up here. I know. I'm sorry. My brother-in-law comes and picks me up, bro. I start crying. At this point, I'm not mad anymore. I start crying. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. He takes me home, right? I show up. And when you were bad and then like your mom got onto you and then you're like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that.
It's like, I'm not mad at you, I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Well, you have to go back and your mom's like, and you're like, yeah.
And this time it's worse because it's your wife.
Yeah, this time it's my wife. And so like I come into the house and I'm like, my bad. But the worst part of it all is
sometimes players fuck up.
Players fuck up, man. And the worst part of it all is I had no idea where the fuck I was, so I couldn't go the next day and like clean up my mess and apologize and like right my wrong. But
that's dang. But you didn't ask anybody where their elevator was? The only reason I say that is because Scott was there. It's technically Scott's fault. When he came into my house, and he was the last one through the door, so he didn't lock
I'm not taking blame for this one.
But randomly, we were sitting there, and some random girl just walked into my house. Did not. Just walked into my house. And I'm sitting there, I look like this. My brother-in-law looks, things like that. And Scott's just like, Everybody else is, what the fuck was that? And she goes walking into my parents' kitchen, opens the pantry, is looking around. She's like, where's the elevator?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And she's screaming, where's Junior? Where's the elevator? All this kind of shit. So we ended up having to call the cops on her shit.
Yeah.
Because she was outside, she kept digging in her waist like she was gonna pull something out. Like
a gun.
I know that motherfucker's in there, blah blah blah. Like, shit. So that's the right joke.
They kicked me out of the house. They won't let me use the elevator.
Whenever somebody goes into my parents' house now and walk in like, hey, where's the elevator?
That's funny.
It was terrifying now to think about.
Yeah.
Lucky it was like a 100-pound just drunk girl and not some 300-pound dude. It's technically Scott's fault because they didn't lock the door.
Technically, you can go fuck yourself because I was sitting in the living room with you. I was not the last one in.
Yeah, no.
It's a funny story, but I'm not going to take blame for it or credit.
Yeah, no, the kind of the same thing happened. I was in the parking lot and I was just sitting there. I forgot what I was doing. I was waiting for somebody. I was either waiting for my wife or I was going to work or something, but I was sitting there in the car. And the girl's like, the girl walks up and she's like, hey, I need a ride over here. You gonna go ahead and give me a ride and stuff? I was like, nah. She's like, come on, it's just not that far. You could tell she was fucked up. I'm like, nah, I'm good, And she's all like, whatever, and then walks away.
Something similar that happened to me when I had the Pathfinder. Get in the car, and all of a sudden, like I'm in the car, I'm ready to go. My doors are locked, right? I'm about to take off, and I hear like someone jingling my door, like on the opposite side. I'm like, the fuck is this? So I look over. There's this crackhead lady, and she's like, hey, you gonna give me a ride, right? And I'm like, Damn. She's like, I need to go to work, and I was like, I'm going to work. Yeah. And she's like, let me in. I'm like, absolutely not. And she was like, I know where you live. She's like, you live over there. And I was like, but my car is here. Crackhead logic.
Yeah.
But she's still like, let me in. Take me to work. I need to get to work. And I'm like, And I drive off. And like, it's one of those things where it's kind of fucked up, right? Instead of just peeling off and like driving into the sunset, flipping her off, kind of drive real slow, let her like pull on the door handle just a little bit more, like let that like hope like just completely disintegrate, and then you boom drive off. It's kind of what happened.
Yeah, I had a crackhead one time. I used to work for Napa. I'd drive car parts to the mechanics and stuff. One time I was hungry as hell, so I stopped and got me a Jack in the Box. And so I had me, little, like it was like a pita or something. So I was going. Pita. Yeah, I was in the turn lane.
Pita.
Right? And so I go and I dig into there. I get my shit ready, right? And I go and I'm about to bite in, and I hear a knock on the window. I'm in the turn lane, right? And look, this crackhead, she's like, that look good. Let me have some. And I go, I look up, and like everybody was going. I turn, I go, I drove off. And then I was like, man, that's fucked up. Now I feel like bad, because.
Hell no.
I didn't feel too bad for too long, because then I was like, oh, this shit's good as fuck though.
Here's an unpopular opinion. Sorry, I don't give a fuck about homeless people.
Really?
Yeah. Not at all?
Not at all? Not even a little bit?
Okay, I'm talking about the motherfuckers that are on the side of the road. 90% of the time, those motherfuckers are just out there and they get into a car and drive off.
Oh, yeah. You know what's real fucked up that's going on right now, this new trend? Where these dudes are standing there with their families.
Yeah,
and that's fucked up to me,
bro.
That's super fucked up because
super fucked up.
Like,
and had their kids out there holding signs.
Hell yeah,
like
because the thing is, like, I get that you might be in hard times, and I get there might be times where you might have to ask for money, right? Like, whatever. But like, if I was in that situation, I'd be like, hey, baby, there's like a Walmart right over there. Just go in there and walk around for like 6 hours or something. I'm gonna be out here working. Like, and like that they're just doing it as a ploy.
Yeah.
To like pull on our heartstrings to give them more money, and I think that I don't know that to me that should be illegal.
I've seen that same couple at Walmart. Over at the big Walmart, and then over like in Richardson at the Albertson and shit like that.
So
totally across town, like same people.
Yeah, that's like child abuse to me.
Yeah.
Man,
so before I say what I'm gonna say, there was one time where I really genuinely felt like this person needed help, right? Because the sign wasn't like help me, I'm homeless. The sign was more like, hey, like I'm trying to get home type thing. And I felt bad for this man because there were legit tears of this man, he was crying. And I was
wasn't sweating?
Nah, it was fall. And he was just out there fucking crying. He's crying. We gave him some money. He realized it was a 20 and fell down, crying. And I was like, damn. I just drove off. I was like, I hope he gets home.
Yeah. No,
I say that story to let you know that I'm a good person. Because what happened another time.
You did a kickflip over him?
No. You ever have those people out there who are trying to raise money for their church or for whatever it is?
Yeah.
They're more aggressive than the homeless. Mm-hmm. This is unpopular, I guess, because what I did. But the dude had the boot or the bucket or whatever, and he comes knocking on my window. He's like, hey, give it up. I'm like, I got some change here. He saw that I threw 50 cents in. He's like, we're going to need more. And I was like, the fuck you do? I was like, this is my money. I just gave you 50 cents. You can either take it or let me reach back in the bucket and pull out my money. Yeah. And I drove off. Yeah. But I hate when people are that aggressive.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have a hot spot. I have a soft spot for the homeless.
The only other thing is too, when you give them money, they could be going to buy alcohol.
Yeah. For sure. I used to. So
most of the time, that's the reason they're out there anyway.
So when I was really heavy into going into church, you know how they say give 10%. So I was like, this church is nice as fuck. I'm not giving 10% to this church. Mm-hmm. I would give my 10%. And I'd give it to the homeless. Now, sometimes 10% out of your check is, quite a bit of money, Mm-hmm. And so what was really hard for me, you used to giving the homeless people $5, maybe $10, maybe some change, if that's all you got. But I purposely kept the cash in my wallet for it. And what was real hard for me is to give a homeless person over $100. I remember that shit was kind of crazy to me because it's I was making good commission on that shit. So 10% was always more than 100. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I'd be I give this guy 50, I give this guy 60, but I was giving out a lot of fucking money. To a certain point, I was like, fuck, man, if these guys have bad addictions, I'm funding it right now, you get a lot of money, you get a lot of drugs for $100, And so then I was like, shit, you know what? I ended up saving the money, and I'd go buy a shitload of socks, razors, shit like that, and I donated it to the homeless.
Buying shit like that actually will help, because here's the other thing too, and one of the reasons why I don't hate homeless people, but
okay, good.
I don't hate them, but the thing is, they're more than welcome. There's plenty of shelters they can go into, but they don't go into them because they have to be clean. They have to be drug and alcohol free, and they don't want to do that. So that's why they're not in shelters, and that's why they're out on the street. Otherwise, they're welcome in the shelters.
Yeah.
So again, it goes on personal choice.
Yeah. Well, there's a homeless problem, especially in Austin.
It's bad.
And this was years ago that me and my wife went to Austin, and I had never seen homeless people like I saw in Austin.
Cities.
It was a city, right under the bridge of right close to that big street.
They had a big thing in Dallas called Tent City. That it was under one of the underpasses.
Tent City.
No, it was. Yeah.
Oh, Tent City.
Tent City. Yeah.
Oh, I was
the biggest. No, yeah, Tent City. No, the biggest one is in LA. They refer to it as Skid Row.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
and
Skid
it's
Row's
just
been there
an
since
entire community of homeless people.
So long. Yeah, Skid Row, the population there is gotten out of control, especially with COVID and things.
Yeah.
What really pisses me off about LA and the homeless problem that they have is that the homeless camps were like putting like their tents up against like the actual businesses, buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
And what happened was one of these like tent cities or camps like went up in flames, nearly like burnt this guy's business down. So what happened is like other business owners were like, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna put up like barriers. Like some of the barriers are like tree lines, like in like wooden boxes, and they look decent.
Yeah.
Some are chain link fences that are like keeping people like, you know, like within like 8 feet away from their building. And the city is saying, take that shit down. And then the business owners are like, well, the homeless are so bad, they're like driving off business, and I don't want my shit burned down. And then the city is saying, yeah, we don't give a fuck. Like, we already know that there's like a homeless problem.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen is if you don't take your barrier away, we're going to charge you. And we're going to continue to charge you. And we're going to charge you so much that if you don't take these like barriers down, then like we're going to come after you like legally after that.
Yeah.
And these owners are like, well, fucking bring it.
Yeah.
And like, it's so bad.
Man, local politics is such bullshit. Like, the fact that, like, people are stupid. They need to show, like, they need to pay attention to who the fuck they vote for. Like, especially local elections, because that's what really matters.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and I think sometimes the solution, like, I think again, it's like life is a battle between idealism and realism. You know, and I think ideally, like we would all like to live in a utopia, right?
Right.
But unfortunately, the reality is the fucking assholes are always going to exist.
Yep.
And, you know, where somebody can take advantage, not everybody, but there will be that one person that will take advantage, you know? And I think that sometimes the solutions to maybe homelessness, to the economy and all that stuff is not what we want to hear. You know, we want to hear the fact that it's like, oh, we can all be, you know, equality of outcome and all this stuff, like that would be perfect and great. Yeah, let's do that. But I just don't think it's a realistic thing. And maybe the solution to homelessness is something that's not really realistic. You know, like I mean, it might not be ideal what the solution is. You know,
I couldn't tell you what a solution is.
I wouldn't be, because I mean, you're dealing
you
with addictions, you're dealing with free will.
Yeah.
A lot of these people would rather be homeless.
A lot of people want to be homeless.
Yeah,
I can tell you, like, it's not ideal, and especially like in LA, where they had like temporary homes like set up in like old buildings where like the homeless people could come in off the street.
Yeah.
Which you think about it, you're like, oh, okay, cool. So you're actually going to give them like a cot in a room, someplace to stay. That's great. And then what happens is they're like, you know what, this old building doesn't really fit the skyline anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear down this building where there's hundreds of homeless people living in it. We're going to put them back on the streets. We're going to board up the building so that we can tear it down and build a skyrise. That's LA logic. Like, that's what I don't get.
Yeah, man, because unfortunately, like, you know, those type of things have to be funded by other people, you know, and unfortunately, if you make an investment to buy some real estate and then make it generate some cash, more people are willing to do that than to keep something open like that. Yeah. And I think that's another thing that we need to appreciate also as Americans, is that we live in a country where somebody can ask for money and like we have enough money to give it away.
Yeah.
You know? Like there's some countries that homelessness does not work out because nobody has any money to spare.
Yeah.
You know? And so we just need to appreciate that, again, like we have a country that can have homeless people. And they can survive and do all that stuff. Now, I'm not saying that's the life to have or that homeless people should appreciate that, but I mean the fact, again, that we're such a rich country that we just give away money to those.
I mean, we give away money to other countries even. So
a lot.
Yeah.
But speaking of our country and other countries, you've been watching the Olympics.
Ooh,
look at that transition!
Nice.
Wow!
Clap it up. That's a gold medal transition. Nah, so when it comes to the Olympics, like I watch shit out of the Olympics.
Yeah, we've been kicking ass.
Yes.
I prefer to watch like the Olympic games to like, you know, sports that we get here all the time, like football and all that, baseball.
I love the Olympics. I love swimming.
Yeah.
You pull up the medal count just to see.
Yeah. Last time I checked, we were.
I think we're still number one overall, but I think in gold, I think Japan's doing good and China is kicking ass.
Japan and China are both beating us in gold medals. But overall, I think we're still like within like the top 3.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh no, China's beating us. China has 24.
Gold, right?
Oh no, okay, we're winning the overall. We have
Okay.
60, but China has 24 gold. We have 20.
How many does Japan have in gold?
17.
And this has actually been a good showing for Japan because there's been a lot of firsts for them to receive medals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but whenever...
We've got a shit ton of silvers. We have 24 silvers.
Yeah, the host country usually does pretty good. We got a lot of silvers because China's taking all the golds.
Yeah. I've seen the diving, like the Chinese divers.
That was
fucking
the synchronized
insane.
one.
Yeah, the synchronized divers.
That was crazy.
The diving is the shit.
Aren't there divers like 15 and 17 years old, something like that? They're
Sometimes,
young.
Yeah.
The won the gold medal, the synchronized, the ones that like no splash going into the water.
Yeah.
They were like 15. I think my wife told me.
Yeah, one was 15, one 17, I think.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. I know that for the individual 3-meter springboard, we do have like a Texas native that's like out there. I don't think she medaled or anything like that, but she actually showed up and showed out. She's from South Lake. She's 18 years old. I forgot her name.
Did you see the 2 high jumpers that are sharing a gold medal?
I didn't see that.
So there's 2 high jumpers and they jumped the same exact height.
I thought it was 3.
No, it was only 2 of them. So they jumped the exact same height, and so it was a tie. And so they basically were like, hey, either you guys could do a tiebreaker. But then one of them said, what about 2 golds? And they said, well, if you guys want to do that, you can. It's up to you.
But
and then,
really
they did that. So it's the first time they've done it before. It's the first time since 1916. There's two gold medal winners in the same
That's
thing.
the spirit of the Olympic Games,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like you see like all these like commercials where like somebody falls down on the track and then they help the other person finish. That's what I think about with the
Oh yeah,
the
no,
Olympics.
here, let me show you the video.
Yeah,
Because that dude literally did that. He fell down on the track when the one guy said, "Hey, let's do 2 golds," the other guy was like, "Really?" Like, and he's like, "Yeah, man, let's make history." And like you'll see. Hold on.
I like that. How you said you like your patriotism, kind of like innocent, like maybe not innocent,
Wholesome.
but wholesome. That's what I think about.
Yeah, what a bitch. I would have been like, fuck you. Let's do this tiebreaker. I'm the best.
2 golds and high jump. Okay. That's France and right.
The men's high jump
Italy?
final at Tokyo 2020 was a dead.
Okay, this is probably not a good one. That's MSC Sports. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
This is a special night unfolding here. It really is. Well, here we start. The men's high jump at 2:30.
You know, I saw him qualify. That guy.
He's one of the guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, damn. That's
Bro.
a sick fit.
Bro, these dudes are like gazelles, man. Like the way that they can run and jump like that.
Yeah.
God, it's so smooth.
He's in form and he's happy about that. Incredible. He's had been 11 times he's jumped over 240.
I wonder how tall these guys are.
Qatar?
Dude, that's so high up.
Yeah.
Here goes
Oh,
Terry, the
Italy.
flamboyant
Yeah.
Italian, first attempt at 235. Look at his scorecard. Not a miss on
I saw
that.
Harrison jump a little bit too. He's real young, isn't he?
Competitions too has Canberry.
I don't know.
We've loved the way he entertains us. Fast on the run up, and he's over.
Ooh,
Oh
ooh.
my goodness me! This is some kind of competition. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but the other guy didn't touch it.
Over at 235.
Still counts.
Well,
Yeah, but a little bit better.
I saw some of the American jumpers. There was one guy I felt bad for. He's built too muscular to be a high jumper like that.
Yeah.
To attempt 235.
Flamingo fadeaway.
About this, Jane, the 2 men leading at the moment, Mutas Esafashim and Chamberi, both with clean cards, so tied for the gold. Both of them
That's
could
dope.
have had career-ending injuries. They both did so well to get back. Chamberi was heartbroken to miss out on Rio. The bar has gone up to 2 meters 37, and Barsham will take the first jump, and here he is.
237? 2 meters 37.
So, to give Barsham on the
kicks.
runway, the legend of this event,
Why would he wear glasses?
as it comes
It's the
in.
drip.
Cut down
bro.
on the wind resistance.
Oh my.
Bro, he is flawless.
Oh, and he caught the glasses in the air?
No, I think he like threw him away.
Nah, he caught them hoes. Oh, no, he didn't.
Respect for him, don't they? It's charismatic Italian. First attempt at 2 meters 37 to move him into equal first if he clears it.
God, did you see that?
Oh,
Shit, did you see that speed he picked up?
Yeah.
Crazy.
He's now got a clear card all the way. He's on fire. He's going to put the pressure down on Barsham. We're really in the clutch phases
What
of
is
this men's
this?
high jump.
227?
He needs this to go into the outright lead.
You know Qatar still has slaves?
Third attempt,
I didn't know that.
239 for the world champion, Mutas Esa Bashim.
Oh.
Very
You
close,
suck.
But no cigar.
You know what I love about... Okay, I'll tell you in a minute.
Bashim is done. He's still in equal first. Tambiri still has a jump left.
So he's still in first, but the other guy, if he clears that height, he'll be in first.
Right.
To the stadium in Japan.
So I assume that he doesn't.
Training connection to Tambiri as well because they train together. In Florence, they prepared for this. The whole of Italy, I'm sure.
I'm amazed by the speed that they can pick up and jump that high from like that
239
distance.
for the win. No, there's the competition though.
I think they have to discuss some jump off, do they not?
It's a baller hat.
Yeah, I think
I
we're going
think
to
we are.
You can continue with the jump off. Now after what? It's possible. It depends if you decide. If you don't decide on, maybe
That's dope.
They've agreed to share the gold medal, and that is what
See, like,
it is to Tamberi,
yeah,
a man whose career was almost over with injury.
that's what I'm talking about, man. Like that's what it's about.
That's what the Olympics is about, sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Huge personality, and they will both taste gold in Tokyo. This is an absolutely insane night in the stadium.
Like that dude just made his life right there.
And it's history.
Yeah, there's that too, but
That's cool. Kind of.
Oh, and then literally 5 minutes after this, an Italian runner on like the 800-meter relay or whatever.
Yeah.
And he met him at, so the Italians won 2 golds within 5 minutes, like on the same field. Like that guy that won ran up to him and like hugged the guy after he passed the finish line and shit.
I mean, okay, it's cool. It's a great story. Not to hate on it. I'm just so competitive.
Yeah.
I want a winner.
I get that, but sometimes
some
a sportsmanship type moment, you know,
it's nice.
it's not like,
It's nice.
I'll give it this. It's high jump, so it's not like
Yeah.
was riding on this.
right.
Yeah. If it would have been
know.
the 100 meters,
It's not
somebody needs to win that
it's,
shit.
it's not like it's a
But
race
it's
or
a
it's
good-
not
it's a
like
great
it's a
story.
swim, right? But like it is like very cool for them to like actually share it. Like that's what the Olympics are about.
Yeah. You know, Qatar, it's crazy, bro. So I knew this guy, right? I used to work with him. And the reason I say they still have slaves, it's not like how we think of slaves, but it's kind of slavery. Because Qatar is so rich, right? When they became independent, the families that fought in the war to make Qatar, what do you call it? Free or whatever.
They fought for the independence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which made them sovereign. That's the word I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right? They basically all became millionaires because, you know, the oil and all that stuff, right? So that's basically like the royal families are all descendants of these people, these warriors, right, that fought. But here's the thing. You can't have all chiefs and no Indians, right? Mm-hmm. So what they do is that they tell people, hey, come over and we'll basically pay for your living and you just have a job. And so basically come in, they forfeit their passport and they like basically pay for them, but then you're all of a sudden in debt like over and over, and you can buy your way out, but they never pay you enough to get yourself out. Correct.
Gotcha.
And here's the thing though, all those people that are in those families, they act whichever way. So basically, the guy that I knew, he had somebody from the one of those families come over, and he was doing, but he didn't have any papers or anything like that. And he's like, hey, I need a bank account so my dad can send me money. I don't have any paperwork. Will you open a bank account for me? Send in, like, I'll get money sent in and all stuff. And so the guy who was very trusting, he's like, yeah, sure. Next thing you know, the guy was getting thousands, almost like $1 million, like wired to this account. and it flagged everything. And he sat there and he's like, no, you don't understand. My dad's rich. Like, my dad's rich. You know, it's like, it's okay. A couple calls were made, and he said he was like hanging out with this dude. The dude would buy him, like, he'd go and he'd buy an outfit, and he's like, hey, you like the outfit? Cool, I'll get you one too. And like was like buying him. He's like, hey, you come get a guitar, I'll get you a good job. Because he was like one of those royal families and stuff. But the guy didn't want to go because like certain things, like a situation, he said like one of the guy had a Lamborghini and was like beeping behind this one car, like of a regular worker to get out. And the guy was like, what the fuck? Like, this guy's being like, all stuff. Well, the cop showed up, and instead of like getting onto the guy that was in the wrong, because he was one of those families, he was telling the guy, he's like, hey man, you should have moved out the way. And all stuff. He's like, are you fucking serious? And he's like you kind of have to tone it down, because this guy can like shit on all of us, you know, and stuff. So yeah,
that's crazy.
He's like, look, we're gonna give you a ticket and all that stuff. Like, we get it, it's not your fault. We're gonna cite you and all this stuff. You don't have to worry. You don't have to pay anything, but like, you're in the wrong, even though you're not in the wrong. You know,
that's wild.
Yeah.
Shit.
So that's a cute
way to take away from the Olympics.
Yeah.
Right. Anyways,
a cute little story about Qatar.
Anyways, no.
But I would love to go, and I'm sorry for what I said if I do go.
Oh shit. No, I've been. So I was talking to you guys like off camera. I love watching the Olympics. Unfortunately, you know, I do work during the day, so I can't watch it. I've been watching my shit on Hulu. Now, when the 2018 Winter Games were on, the way Hulu had it set up, from what I can remember, was any event that I wanted to watch, all I had to go to was what they've already recorded, and that event would be there. Great, right? So I assumed that with these games, Hulu would do the same fucking thing. They have not.
They did not. They
have tennis and golf, which I don't want to fucking watch.
Yeah. They don't have a track and field?
Only highlights.
Right at the top.
No. You can watch an episode, which is a 5-minute highlight. That's what pisses me off, because when I watch the Winter Games, I can watch any event whenever I want to watch it, and that episode was done when I finished the event.
Oh, it's
now
nobody
it's a
cares
highlight.
about the winter events.
Now it's a highlight. I want to watch the actual fucking like competition, and I can't do that. So I've had to actually go in and like do Hulu Live and record. That's the only thing that's like been fucking me up.
Yeah.
That's the only, like, Hulu, fucking get it together. We have Winter Games February 4th, which I'm excited about.
It's also on Peacock, but Peacock's no better. Peacock is absolute trash.
Is it?
Peacock, bro, I fucking will never buy anything from Peacock, bro. When they got The Office off of Netflix and made it to where you had to pay for it on Peacock, fuck you, bro. Fuck you. I was on like my 5th time going through The Office. They fucking fucked it all up, bro. They fucked it all up. Hey, the Olympics, though, we had the little controversy. Now, this is probably going to be super late because it was like
a couple days.
It was Simone Biles happened. We're on with Sunday. It happened like throughout the week, and this episode's not going to come out until next Friday. So super late, but fuck it. We're going to talk about it. Right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I think we all kind of like tested the waters off camera, and it seems like we're both halfway.
I think we're all like in the middle.
Yeah, because look, and I guess correct me if this is not how y'all see it, but look, do we get that there's pressures, especially on the Olympic stage, where you're talking about all of the world's best are sent to one location to compete? Is that stressful as fuck?
Definite pressure.
Yeah, definitely pressure. Would I be able to handle it?
Nope.
Probably not. I don't know. Now, obviously, I've never trained anything that hard. I would assume that if I've gotten to the point where I'm seeing if I'm the best, I might be better equipped to. But the problem is this. Did she quit? Yeah, I feel like she did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should we shame her?
No.
No. But
should we also put her on a pedestal?
No. Is she the GOAT?
Yes.
No.
Arguably.
In gymnastics?
Ooh, that's crazy. Yes, in the middle.
So that's where we always lie,
That's
right?
crazy. All right. So since you're in the middle, make your case. I'll make my case, and then
I'll judge.
And then you judge.
Bro, she is. Just watch her, like, especially on her floor routine, bro. She gets so much air. There's not another gymnastics girl. Okay, maybe her or Nastia Lukin. maybe the goats.
And Nastia Lukin came to her defense.
She did.
I don't care about that.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is my courtroom.
she's so much more athletic than anybody else before her.
Cool.
So like.
Cool. All right. So get that right, and where I give you wiggle room is because of the sport, right? She's fucking throwing her body around. I get it. If the mental's not there, you fuck your neck up for the rest of your life, right? So that's the only place where I'm like, okay, I get that it's not just like any other sport. But my biggest thing is, you can never be the GOAT, like, if you don't have everything that goes into GOAT status, right? When you talk about MJ, do you only talk about his physical attributes? You do not. You talk about his mental, right?
And take this personally.
and that's where it's like, I get it and I understand. And in your position, I would probably do the same thing. But in doing the same thing, I would have to admit that I'm no longer the GOAT. Now, I know that she's so good that they name things, name routines and moves, the biles or whatever, like I get that she's that good, right? But like MJ wasn't the most physical specimen. He was good enough physically and good enough mentally. That made him the GOAT.
The work ethic.
Huh?
The work ethic.
Yeah, and they probably have the same work ethic. I mean, I doubt that Simone's going to be there without having top of the line work ethic, right?
Because it makes sense it's 100% mental, because I was watching the entire women's all around, and just for example, the vault, bro, running that shit full speed, like as fast as you can, and then handspringing off, vaulting off the thing, doing a flip, and like, bro, I'd break my neck first time I even thought about doing that shit.
And that was what made her decide that she was gonna like step down, because she got lost in the air.
It takes a ton of balls to do that.
Yeah. So, you have to look at her report card, right? Like, clearly she's done things that other gymnasts haven't. Mm-hmm. Clearly she's like put herself in a lot of people's mind on that pedestal where she is the greatest. But in this case, you have to acknowledge the fact that when it came down to it, she choked, right?
Well, and I think she let her team down, because you can say like, I understand why she pulled out of it, but not only did you take a spot away from somebody else. Mm-hmm. Number two, she did the morning of the all around. Like, think of the team morale. You're thinking, oh cool, we're gonna have a great shot. We have the great Simone Biles on our team. We're all great individually as well, but I mean, she's like one of the greatest of all time. And the morning of, she's like, "Hey guys, I'm not gonna."
So this is what
like,
this is the one.
It fuck with your mental psyche. Everybody else,
So
like
this is
our leader.
Yeah.
Can't go.
Yeah.
And it's not because of an injury or like something that was like, like physically couldn't. It's just it's a gray area. It really is.
Yeah, it is what it is, and she is who she is. But at the same time, everybody else there is an Olympian.
Exactly.
Right? They might not be Simone Biles, but I kind of felt like, okay, she wanted to be there, but then something happened, right? And then everybody wants to talk about Simone Biles and the team. No, it's not David Ruffin and the Temptations. Like, it was the Temptations. That was the U.S. Olympic team. Yeah. And I feel like with her backing down a little bit, like, I think it gave the other U.S. team members like a chance to shine, like Suni Lee.
To be in the spotlight, Suni Lee. Now she's a
prime
household
fucking
name.
example.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the problem is that we keep using these terms as GOATs, and especially we use them.
Use it way too.
Loosely. Well, not
Same
just
thing
that.
With heroes.
Yeah. Well, not just that. I mean, we're using greatest of all time with people that are still in career. Yeah, and like you never want to do that, and it's kind of like, it also bothers me, when we call each other yes queen or yes king. Like it takes away from the meaning of the fucking word, like you can't have a fucking all kings and then you're not kings, but like using the GOAT because it's like you deem her GOAT, and she's doing all this great shit, but you say that she's a GOAT, and then this happens in her career, and now you have to backtrack. And so now it's not really like genuine, because it's either one, you have to stick to your guns and be like, well, she's still the GOAT. And now you're just being biased because you don't want to go back and say, well, okay, now she's not the GOAT. Mm-hmm. or now you're an asshole because you're like, oh, well, you're not the GOAT now, you know, like there's no win in the situation.
Yeah.
And I think again,
that's why I fall in the middle, right?
Yeah. And the best argument is that like anybody, Serena, like fucking Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, like all these people that have had such successes, you know, if anybody had quit mid competition, will be like such a stain on their record. So why not treat her the same? You know, and that's what we want with equality. So like that's what we need to do. Equally, if any one of these people quit mid game, mid series, and say, well, I just can't.
They get shit for it forever.
Yeah, because that's what makes you a GOAT. Is that the mentalness? Like imagine.
Having
like how many
toughness.
Yeah, imagine how many people Michael Jordan, not even Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. He's not a physical specimen. Like look at his freaking combine. But how many people has he beaten because of his mental? If you have your mental down, like look at this. Like she could be the greatest of all, like physically best specimen in gymnastics, but because her mental wasn't there, she lost.
Yeah.
Which makes you not the great.
Yeah.
Just like Tom Brady. Tom Brady is not a physical specimen, but he wins so much. That's why we call him the greatest, because his mind is bigger than his body.
Well, that's what I was saying, right? You have to take into account her report card. Yes, she is still in career. And yes, she did choke. That's what it comes down to. Yes, is she great? We can't take that away from her because of the things because of what she's done.
Yeah, but she's the greatest of all time.
But in this case, in this competition, on the biggest stage for her, she choked.
Yeah. Did y'all hear Joe Rogan talk about it, about the Ritalin thing?
I did hear a little bit about the Ritalin thing.
I missed that actually.
She takes medication for ADHD, and Japan doesn't allow her. I think she's taking Adderall. They don't allow for her specific ADHD medication.
It's illegal over there.
Yeah, it's illegal. So I mean, as somebody who used to take like Adderall because I had ADHD, or I don't know if I still have it, but like I had ADHD, I was put on Adderall, and what it did is like it calmed me down, it mellowed me out, and I just concentrated more. So I mean, in that case, like someone could say,
lot of sense then.
Someone could say like, oh, well, you got a track star smoking weed. That's a performance enhancing drug. Oh, you got someone who's taking like medication that like helps them like concentrate. That's a performance enhancing drug. It's a fucking damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. And I mean, that's when you start talking about performance enhancing drugs. Like we always think about it as steroids that makes your body stronger.
Could be anything.
But you know, we're over here talking about how big like a mental strength gives to a sport. Are things like Adderall and Ritalin and all this stuff, like, are they performance enhancing? Because
I would say maybe. Yeah, because it gets you into that certain mindset. It changes your mindset. It gives you the motivation.
Yeah. You know what I experienced in baseball that I had never, like, when I played baseball, like, from young to high school, right? I never experienced, like, a moment being too big for me. So I was always able to perform. So, like, if it was like the last play of the game and we needed one more out and that ball came to me, I was like, fucking bet. If I get the ball, I'm going to get it to... I never thought about it. Then I stopped. But the thing is, I wasn't naturally good at baseball. I just practiced a lot. I love practicing baseball, right? So I just did it so much that it took the thought of it. I had done so many ground balls to first. I just knew what was going to happen, you know? Well, fast forward to like I'm like 20-something and I'm playing in these little grown-up leagues and shit like that, right? And we had bases loaded, and I was playing third base, so everybody like play the bunt, you know. Yeah. So I'm like up close, and this guy swings away, and like I go and I field the ball perfectly, right? And I go and I come up, and because I hadn't practiced in my I experienced something that I had never experienced before. Is I go up to throw the ball, and I go, I hope I don't fuck this up, and like I threw it in a way that I would never throw a ball, and like I mess up the throw, and I'm like, wow, like. I'd never experienced that before, so like it made me. I saw even more apparently what mental strength and just like doing something. How much mental can fuck you up,
right?
Yeah. And someone who like I used to take Adderall. Like basically what it did is like I was too hyper in class, couldn't pay attention, anything like that, right? I'd drum on my desk, I'd draw on my test, that kind of shit. And then when they put me on, like, they put me, like, through the ringer with, like, medication to, like, make me, like, concentrate. Get on Adderall. The only thing it made me not want to do was eat. But when I'm sitting there in class, I just turned into like a robot, and I just like concentrated and took everything in that the teacher was saying, and like basically like my grades jumped from like being a C student to like a B student, and like it's all because like
start taking some Ritalin.
It's Adderall.
Oh, Adderall.
They tried to put me on some Ritalin shit, and that made me sick. They put me on like 3 or 4 different medications, but they can't. Like, this is what pisses me off, right? It's like they kept putting me on things because like they're like, oh, you can't concentrate. You just do this, you do that. And I was like, it makes me sick. Like,
yeah,
it's like, don't you understand? Like, I go to school and like I want to puke every morning because the shit that you're making me take is making me sick. It's not making me concentrate. It's just making me focus on the fact that I'm trying not to puke.
Right.
Oh no, we'll just get you on something different. And until finally they got me on Adderall, and then my grades shot up. Yeah. I was like, but I had to go through some bullshit just to be able to like get like good grades.
Yeah, I heard Adderall's the shit when it comes to that concentrating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I've never
taken it. I think my mind wanders a lot.
Mine does too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like,
I think it's natural.
My mind wanders sometimes doing this podcast. When one of you go on a long rant, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I need to pay attention again because I just start thinking about things like like. It's not even intentional.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. I give zero fucks what you guys have to say, so I'm just like, can I talk now? Can I talk now?
Peter checks out. He's like, ding, ding, my turn.
Yeah. Anyways,
it's not what I meant with my comment.
Like, you guys will be talking about one subject. I'm like, anyways, I want to talk about this.
I'm actually, so to end the conversation about the Olympics and things like that, I'm excited to see how the second week goes. But I'm also really excited that we only have to wait until February for the Winter Games, because I actually do prefer the Winter Games to the summer. In the Summer Games, I like the track and field and I like the diving, but some of the other stuff, I'm like, yeah, I could do without. Actually, BMX this year, I was like pretty hyped up about.
Oh yeah,
with the Summer Games. Oh yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Winter Games are done.
Why?
Fucking snow. You can't do much in the snow. Snowboard, ski, cool. Like, what else?
Have you ever seen those dudes that do that?
That like, dumbass.
That crazy jump.
Yeah,
curling?
Stupid.
First of all, curling is the best sport. And number 2, have you never seen those dudes that jump off the mountain? They look like flying squirrels and go far as fuck.
The ski jumps, yeah.
Cool.
You know, you're just a hater.
Cool.
On that note.
Yeah. Anyways, when the Winter Olympics come, we're gonna come talk about the Winter Olympics.
Oh shit! LA is gonna host the 2028 Summer Games. We should go.
2028.
2024 will be.
There's not enough money you could pay me to go to Los Angeles right now.
Nah, so I only want to go to. So
you know they got to get it together then. If the Olympics are coming,
oh fuck yeah!
They're fucking better.
So. Yeah, the 2024 games will be in Paris, but the surfing competition is going to be in Tahiti. I want to go to Tahiti just for the surfing contest.
Well, we'll see. Well, hey, the AMP theory to the Olympics, 2028.
2028.
Get us there, guys.
Start a GoFundMe.
Subscribe.
Bro, that's the perfect way. Be like, hey, like we're dumbasses, but we love our country. help us go to the Olympics.
Help us represent.
Yeah, hey, bro. I'm gonna be split, bro. I feel like I'm gonna have a jacket on and then like an American and a Mexico jersey just in case. I know we ain't doing too hot. We got like some bronze medals. That's it, but just in case, I can interchange.
Yeah, you should just have like the flag. Like you should have like an American flag on there,
half.
but then you can like have the Mexico flag like as a patch over it.
Just rip it out.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah. That's cool. That's the thing I love about like being Mexican American is that you always get 2 dogs in the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always got 2.
There's one, you got another one.
Hey, y'all don't. America's out, y'all out.
No. So this is another thing about the Olympics. I always find myself rooting for the other countries.
Yeah.
Well, like that's what it's about, Peter.
No, it's not. It's about being the best and winning.
No, it's about camaraderie and sportsmanship. Why do you think the rings are interlocked, bro? It's a symbol.
Yeah, it's saying, hey, look. You gotta if you take one ring, you take all the rings. Get them.
It's not
because we're one world. We should be one world, one nation.
But one nation's got to be better than all the other nations.
And it's America.
USA. You fucking commie.
I'm waiting for you to say Mexico. I was like, I'm not gonna start screaming USA just for you to go, Mexico, Mexico.
Well, you know, we're not doing too hot this Olympics, so you know, I'm all Team USA.
Like you said, he's got both sides. Next time,
next time. Yeah. Team USA all the way.
Yeah.
Gordon Bombay.
Look, he's trying to come back now. I don't know. You're gonna have to make it up.
Yeah.
You want to wrap it up? We're at an hour and 37.
Hour 37.
38.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's a good time.
Anyways, appreciate you coming on this journey with us.
Yeah. Don't forget to like 2028 Olympic dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
not really. Don't
actually help us fund our 2024 Tahiti Olympic dreams because we want to go see the surfing competition.
2024, or I want to go to Paris.
You go to Paris, I'll go to Tahiti,
and we'll do double coverage.
Yeah.
Nice.
You stay home base, bro. Sorry.
You make sure the dojo doesn't catch fire.
Yeah. Don't worry.
But guys, episode 20 in the books. Appreciate you guys. This is a big one.
Much appreciated.
Next week we have to all have a beer because it'll be our 21st episode.
Shit! Actually, next week for episode 21 is when we should have told all the drinking stories.
Well, we're fucked up.
Well, hey, a lot of the drinking that people do is before they're actually able to drink. So
that's true. So all those stories I told, minus the one in Breckenridge, were before I could
So legal drinking stories are just really boring.
Yeah. Fuck all that.
Yeah. Nobody gives a fuck after you.
Maybe we'll give stories about our 21st birthdays and getting fucked up.
I have a pretty good story about my 21st birthday. It was very unorthodox.
I went to Vegas for my 21st, so that'd be a good one.
I stayed in I slept in a trailer for my 21st birthday.
I got so drunk I woke up with dicks on my face for my 21st birthday.
And if you want to hear more of that, stay tuned for next week.
Hey, to be continued.
All right.